Answers for the first terminal question paper of last year's 10th standard 2025-26 physics. So let us discuss the answers about the questions. Look, the question number 1. The spectrum obtained on a screen when sunlight passes through a prism is depicted. Which of the following is the correct image? So, question number 1. When the light rays are passed through a prism, the light rays split up into 7 colors. And the 7 colors, what we getting, we call it a spectrum. And here, the white light is split up into 7 colors due to the difference in wavelength. The violet rays have shorter wavelength deviates more and red deviates less. Other colors getting in between red and violet. So here violet deviates more and red deviates less. Therefore, according to that, third option, that is C, is correct. Violet, red. The sunlight when passes through a prism, it split up into 7 colors due to refraction, and that process is called dispersion. Violet deviates more, red deviates less. So the correct option is C. First question, correct option is C. And see the second statement. The speed of a wave through a medium depends on the characteristic of the medium. That is okay, correct? The speed of a wave through a medium depends on the characteristic of the medium. Reason: when speed is constant, frequency of the wave is inversely proportional to the wavelength. That statement and reason is not connected at all. So the answers options are A. Statement and reason are correct. The reason explained the statement. It is not proper. Question B, option B. Statement and reason are correct. However, the reason does not explain the statement. That is a correct answer. So you can select for second the statement B. Option B you select. And okay, about third question. There is a figure. The figure is given, and this is the lens, and this is the object, and here light rays falls on the lens and it diverges. The light rays are diverges. It is only in concave lens. So what type of lens is indicated in the lens? It is concave lens. Concave is a diverging lens. So answer is concave. Fourth option, look. A convex lens forms real, inverted and magnified image based on this statement are given. Option 1, a convex lens is a diverging lens. It is wrong. So option 2, the object is placed between the focus and the lens, and the object is placed between, you are not getting a magnified. So that is not correct. The object is placed between the focus and the F and 2F. Yes, that is correct. And the object is placed at the focus. When the object is at the focus, we are not getting the image. Anyhow, the option is given third and fourth. That D. It is correct option. When the object is placed between F and 2F, you are getting a real, inverted, magnified image on the other side of the lens. Fifth question, look. Focal length of a lens is plus 20 centimeter. What type of lens is this? So since it is plus 20, we can write this answer is convex lens. Convex lens. What is the power of the lens? Power of the lens is the reciprocal of focal length in meters. Power of the lens is the reciprocal of the lens when it is mentioned in meters. So here the focal length of the lens is F equal to 20 centimeter is given and converted into 2 meter, 20 divided by 100, that is meters. So power P is equal to 1 by M. 1 by M. That is 1 divided by 2 plus 2. Sorry, 1 divided by point 2. That is, you are getting 5 diopter. The unit of power is diopter, 5 diopter. And in the same question, B is there. Question A, question B. A lens forms an erect and magnified image of the object. Erect and magnified image of an object. What type of lens is this? Erect magnified image, that is also the convex lens only. Erect magnified image, when the object is between F and the lens, you are getting the erect magnified image in a convex lens. So the answer is convex lens. Question A in convex lens. And B, what are the characteristics of the image formed? So what are the characteristics of the image formed? The image formed is erect magnified image on the same side of the lens, and it is the virtual image. Virtual image on the same side of the lens, erect and magnified image is the characteristic of that image. Erect, magnified, virtual on the same side of the lens. Sorry, on the same side of the object. Same side of the object. Next question number 6. Look. 6. The figure shows 3 wires A, B, C of different lengths fixed on a wooden block. When the wooden block was vibrated, all the wires underwent force vibration. Okay. Question A. Which wire piece vibrates with a higher frequency? What is the reason? That is, the vibration depends upon the length of the wire. Your length of the wire is C is less. When the length of the wire is less, vibration is more. So the length of the wire is C is less. So which of the wire vibrates with a higher frequency? What is the reason? So answer is C. For the question A, the wire C. The wire C. Because the frequency depends upon the, or vibration depends upon the length of the wire, frequency depends upon the vibration. So length of the wire is less, vibration is more, frequency also more. If B takes 1 second for 100 vibrations, what will be its period? So question B. So question B, the period is equal to period. Is equal to time divided by number of vibrations. Time is 1 second divided by 100, that is equal to 0.01 second. So period is equal to 0.01 seconds. Question number 7. When an volcanic eruptions or earthquakes occurs, sometimes large-scale displacement of ocean water results in disasters. By what name are the resulting ocean waves are known? So that answer is tsunami. Question A, answer is tsunami. By what names the resulting ocean waves known? What measures can be taken to escape from the disaster? So what measures you can take to escape from the disaster? So when there is tsunami, a large amount of water may come to the shore. So it will reach to the plain land. So whenever there is tsunami, or it is better to listen to the news when there is earthquake. Sometimes more if you are standing on the seashore or the plain land, water will come there. So it is better to move to the higher plain lands or higher places where the water cannot reach, and better to listen to the news. These are the precaution measures you can take when there is tsunami. Better to listen to the whenever there is earthquake or something, listen to the news, or and better to move the to the place with more height that water cannot reach there. Such precautions you can take. Question number 8. A bat produces sound waves and receives the reflected wave from an insect point 1 second. A bat produces sound waves and receives the reflected waves from an insect point 1 second later. If the speed of the sound in air is 350 meter per second, how far away is the insect? So here we can say about echo, the sound reaches to the insect and again returns in 0.1 second. So 0.1 second the sound takes to reflect back, or sound. The bat produces sound waves and receives the reflected wave from an insect 0.1 second. So what is the distance? So distance is equal to speed into time. Distance is equal to speed into time. In this case, you have to make it what the distance you got, make it half. So divided by 2. That is equal to speed is equal to 350. 350. Time is equal to 0.1 second divided by 2. Because the sound waves have to strike and returns in 0.1 seconds. That is 35 divided by 2. That is equal to 17.5 meters. Question number 9. What type of mechanical wave is sound wave? What is the characteristic of motion of particles in a medium when these waves pass through it? What type of mechanical wave is sound wave? It was the answer, longitudinal wave. The sound waves are longitudinal waves. Sound waves are longitudinal waves. And what are the characteristics of the medium? So when the sound waves are passing in a medium, the particles vibrate. The particles vibrate parallel. Particles vibrate parallel to the direction of propagation. Direction of propagation. Direction of propagation and causing compression and rarefaction. Compression and rarefaction. Or so when the particles move in longitudinal waves, the particles vibrate parallel to the direction of propagation, causing compression and rarefactions. Question number 10. There is a figure. In the figure shows a plane mirror kept inclined to a trough of water. A spectrum is made by making sunlight fall on the mirror. Question A. What is the reason for sunlight splitting on into component colors? It is the difference in wavelength. Can write the answer? Difference in wavelength of the component colors. Difference in wavelength of composite colors. Difference in wavelength of composite colors. Question B. Which is the phenomena of light? Phenomena of light that the ray of light falling undergoes. Here the light undergoes refraction and dispersion. First refraction and dispersion. Light rays undergo refraction and dispersion. Twelfth question, okay. 11th question I will do afterwards. 12th question, okay. The electromagnetic spectrum is the orderly distribution of solar radiations. Question A. Arrange the following radiations in the ascending order of the wavelength. The wavelength less for gamma rays. So correct gamma rays, X-rays, gamma rays, X-rays, next ultraviolet, UV rays, next visible light, next infrared rays. Question B. Which radiation is helpful in burning paper by passing solar radiations through a convex lens? It is infrared rays. They are called heat rays. Infrared rays. Infrared rays. C. Write one use of ultraviolet radiation. Ultraviolet radiations produce vitamin D. Produce Look, 13th question, okay. In a physics class, while doing an experiment using the apparatus shown in the figure, question A, when a longer wire is made to vibrate, some students opined that all wires vibrate. What is your opinion? Justify your answer. So, what the student said, the opinion is correct because when the longer wire vibrates, there must to vibrate smaller wire also because smaller wire vibrates after only the longer wire vibrates because the vibration depends upon the length of the wire. So what the student said is correct. Question A. Question B. When a shorter wire is made to vibrate, it is observed that only the shorter ones vibrate with a large amplitude. Why? The shorter wires may vibrate with the large amplitude because its frequency may be equal to the forced object or the force and they may be in the resonance. The forced object and the vibrating object may be in the resonance. That is why the smaller wire vibrate in larger amplitudes. If a small wire takes 0.5 seconds to vibrate 100 times, what will be the frequency? If a small wire takes 100 times to vibrate 100 times, what will be its frequency. Frequency is equal to, so see, frequency is equal to number of oscillations per second. But here 0.5 second it takes 100 times. So in 1 second it is 200 times. So we can write the frequency is 200 hertz. Because in 0.5 seconds it vibrates 100 times. In 1 second it must vibrate in 200 times. So the frequency is defined as number of vibrations per second. So the frequency is 200 hertz.